One person's trash is another person's treasure. Let me show you how I turned this piece of trash into a beautiful piece of wall art.
Welcome back to Joy's DIYs. Today's DIY is actually going to be a upscale, another upscale. And what I'm going to show you is two pieces that I actually found. Someone was throwing them out and I decided to grab them and repurpose them. The first piece is this very old, as you can see, it's still dusty and dirty. This very old vanity tray. Has the legs on it already. As you can see, has the velour backing. You can actually slide this out and get to the mirror. So I'm not going to be working with this today, but I did want to show you the piece that I got. So this is a very old vanity tray that, again, I picked up. Someone was going to be throwing it out, so I decided to get it and put some use to it. Okay? And the next piece they were also going to throw out, and I thought this was really cute and really unique. It has the same flower pattern as the trim of the vanity. And this is a actual wall hanging, and it's a kind of like a steel with a copper color on it, and it has black stones in it. And I thought this was really neat. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to do an upscale on this, and we're going to be placing this in my dining room. It already has the hook on the back, so you don't have to put anything on there, and it's very, very flexible. I don't know if you can see that. It's very flexible. So I'm going to be using this for my dining room. I thought it was a really unique piece, and it sits away from the wall, so it has legs here and here, and the hook to hang it here. So it kind of like sits away from the wall, so you can actually see the piece. It's not up against the wall, which is great. So this is the piece I'm going to be working with today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stones out of here, because I'm going to replace them with my own. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to go ahead and heat this up a little bit from behind with my heat gun, and I'm going to just pop the stones out, because I'm going to replace them with my own. So once I get that out, I'll come back and I'll show you what that looks like. But again, we're going to be doing a upscale or repurposing well, not repurposing, it's going to be an upscale. So we're going to do a little something different to this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead again. I'm going to take these stones, remove these stones by applying some heat to the back and just prying them out with my X-Acto knife. Okay, so this is how we're going to be removing the stones from this piece. And instead of using an X-Acto knife, I'm going to be using this little skinny screwdriver here. You want to be careful, because the metal is going to get hot, and I guess it's not hot enough. Nope. You got to do a little prying with it, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how you can remove any gemstones or rhinestones, that were on anything that you're going to repurpose. And as you can see, it came out. Turn some more light on. I apologize. So it came out. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to finish doing that, and then I'll come and show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I was able to get the stones out. Some of them burnt. So whenever you're removing stones, you got to be careful, because the heat gun can scorch some of them. As you can see, this is scorched, can't be used. So I burnt 3 of them, but the rest of them, I can actually repurpose these and use these on a different project with these color stones. But I was actually able to get them all out in the centers. So now what we're going to do is clean this, and I'm going to be painting it. So I think I'm going to, because I wanted to put it in my dining room, it's going to be painted white. Okay, so now I'm going to take some alcohol and I'm going to clean this really good, wipe it down so we can make sure that the paint sticks to it. And as you can see, it's very flexible, so as I'm wiping, it's pushing inward. And stuff like this, you want to be very careful because it is metal. It's very thin metal. And it has sharp edges. As you can see, the cloth keeps getting stuck on it. So there's a piece here. But again, you just want to clean it down with your alcohol. So I'm working from the center out because of the fact that it's getting stuck, as you can see. Alright. And then I'm going to flip it over. And the back is just metal, like some type of aluminum. Steel and aluminum, so to speak. So just push it back where it goes back in shape. And as you can see, I have it back in shape. Alright, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and apply 1 coat of paint to it on the front side and come back and show you. I'm not sure how many coats of paint it's going to take, but we're going to go ahead outside and we're going to go ahead and paint this. And I'm not using spray paint for this, which I probably should have, but I'm going to use an acrylic paint and paint over it and see how many coats it's going to take me. Okay, and this is what the wall hanging looks like after 3 coats of paint, front and back. I decided to paint the back, even though it was silver, I wanted it to be uniform, so that's what it looks like, front and back. Alright, so next I'm going to prep and see what I'm going to decide to put in. If I'm going to replace the spaces where I pulled the gems out with gems, iridescent gems, or if I want to decide to put little square mirrors on there. I'm not exactly sure, but when I come back, you'll see. Okay, so I went through my inventory and I remembered I had purchased these really pretty bracelets from Dollar Tree, and they're very sparkly and I love them. So they come 12 beads to a bracelet. So this is what I'm going to use to replace the gems that I took from these spaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of hot glue, and I'm just going to put the hot glue and I'm going to place the gems right here on top, just like this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start that process. Come back because I do have to take the gems off, the beads off the strand, and I'm going to go ahead and start it and come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, and just to give you an idea of what it would look like, I don't know if you can see the beads here that I placed on there. So I've already done a row and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this, and then I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, and this is what it looks like completed with the jewels on it. Alright, and I'm looking at it and it doesn't really pop to me yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it around the open portions, not on the jewels, but I think I'm going to go over it with some maybe some iridescent or some silver glitter. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll come back and I'll show you what the final result is with whichever one I choose, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so here, like I said, I decided on, I wasn't sure if I was going to use the silver or if I was going to go with an iridescent. So I decided with the iridescent, and I'm going to be using this iridescent extreme glitter paint, and I'm just going to go over the white flowers with it just to add a little pop, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, and this is what it looks like with the iridescent glitter paint. I don't know if you can see that shimmer on it now, the little glimmer with the paint on there. You probably can't. It's I don't know, my camera's not focusing well, but it does make a difference in the flat white and the iridescent paint. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some fairy lights around the back of it, and this is going to be placed in my dining room for wall decor. Okay, and this is how I'm going to be applying the fairy lights. So I placed the battery portion, which I did upside down, so I'm going to have to take that off and turn it around. Right here between the two bars, so you'll be able to turn it on and off. Okay, and then what I'm doing, I'm just applying hot glue around the edge and stringing the fairy lights around like so. Alright, so I'll go ahead and complete that and come back and let you know what it looks like. Okay, and this is the finished product. This is trash to treasure. I love the way that sparkles. that gleam on it. I think it came out absolutely beautiful. So you guys, I want you to tell me what you think. And now I'm going to give you a shot of it. Okay, and this is what it looks like with the lights on, with the fairy lights on. Again, like I said, it came out absolutely gorgeous. That nice glam flair to it, the sparkling crystals and the fairy lights. And this is a shot in the dark with the lights off. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I want to thank you once again for tuning in to Joy's DIYs. If you are new to the family, please come back again, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you can be informed of my next uploaded video, and share. I always ask that you share my videos with your friends and family, and maybe someone will get the inspiration to do something unique like this.